Yeah, I thought our guys came focused when we had film earlier today and started prepping for our walkthrough. You could tell they were really ready to go on a lot of levels. They followed the game plan on both sides of the ball. They played hard. I think making shots early in the game really energized us and carried us through. And I don't think we slowed down. And I don't mean about running up and down. I just meant our physicality, our ability to communicate out there. These three guys were great examples of that. And I'd also like to thank Chris and his team. It was just an awesome environment for Saturday night, especially with bad weather. I thought we had a great environment out there, and I think the crowd energized these guys as well.
You know, the one thing that you think about, and I'm sure you talked about it pregame, is to meet their emotion coming out. After they got beat last night, and, they were a team that could be a little bit down and had to win. Unquestionably, I'm sure from their end, you have to come out right away and have more energy than Dartmouth. Well, they never matched your energy, and I'm sure that was one of your pre-games that would be a key.
On these back-to-back road games, Murph, especially in our league, you play hard games, right? They had a hard game last night, and you have to travel just like when we were out there, and we had to travel from Cornell to Columbia. Those are hard games, and mature teams, have to be able to battle that, go Friday, Saturday. And we knew that, and we were ready. I thought we were just ready to go out there and just play super hard, and I think these guys did that, and I'm proud of them for that.
Kind of building off that, the effort was off the charts today. Loose balls, fast breaks, rebounds, 11 steals. I mean, even the role guys at the end were still diving in for, like Shannon, he drove for a loose ball with 3 minutes left, which was crazy. So what was it like seeing your guys put in the effort all game?
Yeah, if you come to one of our practices, that's what it looks like, okay? And these guys compete, and that's why I'm glad the guys that were at the end, they really competed, but that's how they compete every day. We talk about being a one team, team that's first to the floor, team that hits first on the defensive end and allowing one shot, and that's just an example of that.
Question for Cade, sorry. You were lights out from 3 today. I mean, how did it feel to be making all those shots after missing last game?
Felt great. When the ball goes in, it's a lot easier. Being a shooter, though, you miss a lot too. So you just keep trusting it. My team trusts me, which makes it super helpful when they find me. But everyone had it going in tonight, so the team it felt good.
Going back, one of the keys to this season, I think, was your trip from Cornell to Columbia. There's no comparison going to Cornell to Columbia and coming from Boston to here. And you had lost a tough game. You were down. Columbia, was a team that was striving for a win. And I think when things are all over with, the grit, you haven't lost since then, and your grit and the fortitude this team as a group has had embodies, I think, who you are.
Yeah, I think coming off that Cornell loss, we felt like we didn't play our best basketball. We knew we had a long road trip ahead of us, and I think we got a senior-laden group that has a lot of experience on the court, and we really know how to respond on the back end of back-to-backs, whether that's coming off a loss, coming off of a win at home or away. And I feel like we're really coming together at the best point in the season right now, which is the most important thing. Obviously, it's a long season, and right now is the most important games. So I think we're stringing it together at the right time.
Cade, again, as he said, last time you lit up Cornell. Columbia. You missed the Columbia game, so you're making up for it tonight?
I don't know. It just happened to be a good night for me shooting-wise. There's nothing else to it, really.
Jayden, talk a little bit about your contribution, not just here, but all season long. I feel personally that your defense has improved so much. You had, big 4 rebounds tonight. You had double figures. You had an assist. Talk a little bit about your contribution and talk about the way that, you've blended in with this team.
I think it really helps when my coaches and my teammates are all trusting me to be that defensive factor and also to contribute on the offensive end as well. And pregame we talked about being relentless over and over again, so that really helps me keeping focused. I got to do the things that I can control in a relentless manner, and then the rest will take care of itself. So.
Question for Connor. Like midway through the second half, you tried to draw a charge. It got called for a blocking foul, but it seemed to really amp everyone up. Can you talk about that play?
Yeah. I took a charge just like that in high school against Jalen Suggs, and I got the call, so I figured I'd try again tonight. But yeah, no, I think it's just a hit first mentality. Like you step up and don't fear from contact and make the refs make a call. I don't play a ton of minutes, but when I'm in there, I'm always going to be more physical and ready to play. And I think I was just that moment showed that. So.
And then to Coach, Cornell couldn't really do anything in the paint today. Comments on what you saw from Brandon and from Jackson.
Yeah, from everybody really. I protect the paint. I thought we did a really good job on the defensive glass.
And then kind of you were doubted a lot. I mean, last in preseason polls. I mean, you kind of solidified yourself as an Ivy League contender at this game. Comments on what you really saw from your team tonight to beat the odds.
Yeah, don't pay any attention to the polls at all. And I think what I said before, this team plays like it practices, and they play for each other. And it is a player-led team. That's not just, I'm not just saying that. They were a player-led team. I can come in the locker room knowing the message has already been given. I can go into a huddle knowing the message has already been given. So they need to continue to just keep that theme, believe in that, believe in each other, which they will, and be ready for a good week.
And then on the crowd, this could be for anyone. You got 2 standing ovations tonight, one at the end of the first half and one at the end of the game. How did it feel to get that from the Upper Valley crowd?
It felt great. We worked really hard, a lot of season, all season, every year, and so we really appreciate when people come out. So the standing ovation is amazing, but just like the support we have from the community is unbelievable.
My last question, and Jayden, I felt this way last night. I think that not only defensively are you a much better player than you were when the season began, offensively you just seem to. Today you had one assist, no turnovers, and the team as a whole had 27 assists on 32 baskets. They doubled their assist to turnovers again, 27 to 13. But you just seem to jumped up a step of your confidence of moving the ball in transition and handling the ball altogether.
Yeah, I think, I can give not all the credit, but I can give most of the credit to the DP2 system we have here. Like, especially coming off of a surgery before the season even started, getting my mentals back to where it needs to be. And I think, it also helps my teammates trusting me, to get rebounds and push, and also with just, keeping in mind that, it's just basketball, so just play basketball and trust myself, so.
And then last question for me. 5 games to go. You find yourself right now in second, obviously pending the Princeton-Yale game. But what's your mindset going into the last 5 games of the season?
Yeah, I would just say you're not in the top 4 till you're in the top 4. The season's not over till it's over. Every game is just as valuable as the one that was before and the one that's coming up next. So you just got to take it one day at a time, one practice at a time, one game at a time. We know anything can happen in this league. There's a lot of talent in this league. So we're going to go out every night and attack each opponent the same way. And I think we did that this weekend. We'll do it again next weekend.